Alright everybody, we're back, and this time we are going to be going over the small little guide build that I have created for you guys, since so many people have asked for a guide, and yeah, I thought a mini guide would work best in terms of like speed and everything, get as much information as possible in a timely manner, and then everything else like you can just watch through gameplay. So yeah, this is the build that I've been running the most. A lot of you would know if you watch like the stream that I did or some of the videos that I've been uploading, all that kind of stuff. So generally speaking, I only go Dorn's Blade, but some matchups you will go D Shield, like if you're against Teemo kind of thing. So this is versus Bruisers. Pretty much anybody that's not a tank that isn't going to be stacking pure HP, essentially. Um, and you can also run this against AP champions as well, like Teemo, which is why I have the D shield in here. But yeah, this one, in my opinion, is the most consistent build for climbing. I think it's the best in terms of what it brings and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So for boots, we're going for Sork boots, just because we need Magic Pen. Iceborne Gauntlet, just a really good item. I think the damage that it gives you and the sustainability and all that kind of stuff is really good into the bruisers. And then we are going Morello second because it was changed and now gives 10 Magic Pen, which is really, really nice. It has 90 AP, 200 health, and the Grievous Wounds procs on Grasp of the Undying passive auto, so you get this really consistently. You don't actually have to consistently auto or whatever, or hit spells, which is really nice. And then we are running Demonic Seal. It did get nerfed, but that was to the minions. Or no, monsters. Yeah. So this was nerfed to the monster damage, but that doesn't matter. We're top lane. So, Demonic, really good, converts the HP that we've gotten from those plus Grasp and everything to give us more AP. Usually the game is pretty much over by now once you get to this item, so usually your core is just going to be these three. And then for your fourth, you can kind of just tech into whatever you need. Say they have a lot of shielding, then Shadow Flame will be really efficient. If not, don't get it. Otherwise, you can go Rabadons, just top off all of the AP that you have. Gives you a really nice ability to just hard carry in the top lane in the team fights and stuff, since obviously you scale off AP for everything. And then you can go something like Force of Nature or Wit's End if they have a lot of magic damage and you feel like you're about to die in team fights. Like say they have like Syndra or Fizz or something, an AP champion that's gonna continuously one-shot you, especially if you're the one carrying, and all of a sudden they're gonna be targeting you for the kills. So you can go either or. Basically, the way I do it is, if it's a champion that's going to one-shot me for sure, then I go Force of Nature. If they have a team comp where they have like a solid amount of AP, but not like too much, like say it's AP Shaco, I know he's not going to one-shot me, so I can go Wit's End and get away with it. And everything Wit's End gives you is actually quite nice on Nidalee anyway, so it's not like you lose a lot. But yeah, this is the build that I recommend to climb with. But this is another build that, in my opinion, is not the best. After like playtesting, like in theory it should be pretty good, but in my opinion, it's not the best. That's just my opinion, though. You guys can run it if you want. But essentially, this is what I would take if I was against like Mundo or Cassante, champions like that, where basically you have no chance of killing them if you went to go this build, and you kind of need to kill people. Like Cho'Gath is another champion that's very prevalent now in League, so champions like that where they just stack HP, that's where you go this build. But essentially you can go any boot choice you want. I think going Magic Pen boots is probably still best, just because it's like you don't really have too much damage, and that's why I don't like this build. But yeah, I think Magic Pen boots is probably just the best overall. But there's obviously gonna be situations where going tabbies is way better, or going merc treads. And obviously that just depends what they play. You kind of have to learn while playing to understand which boots you want to go. But for the most part, I would say Sorks, you're probably fine. And then Divine Sunder, again, this is just the tank killing item. That's why you run it. You can go Blade the Rune King or Demonic. It's pretty much up to you which of the two you want to go. I think some champions, it's probably best to go Blade, whereas some it's better to go Demonic. Like, I think like Cho'Gath, it's probably best to go Blade, and then Demonic is into Mundo kind of matchups. It's kind of hard to tell which one you should really go, but you could go both, honestly, if you really wanted to. But I think you want to go Divine into one of them, and then from there, you're just going to go tank. So you're going to get like Force of Nature, Thorn Mail. You can get, you can go Deadman's actually. Deadman's pretty good. And then an item. So yeah, that's this build. This is pretty much your core. But you can also run Randuins in both of these builds if you need to. Say they have like 2 crit champions, then I would run this just because you're getting a lot of efficiency from this item. Otherwise, you would never build it. Like, going Deadman's is just way better than going for Randuins at that point. But yeah, that's the items. So that's kind of the way you're going to differentiate. And we will go to the runes now. So the runes are pretty easy. So Demolish, because you can't take anything else. Bone Plating, if you're against a champion that's going to combo you, for example, like Riven or Renekton, I really like Bone Plating. Otherwise, you can go Second Wind into almost every matchup. You can just run Bone Plating, by the way. Like, you can just take it if you want. But Bone Plating, yeah, like Assassins or combo champions, that's when you would want to take this. You can go Conditioning against like Cho'Gaths and Mundos, passive champions that need to scale themselves. That way you can keep up with them, getting some free good stats. And then everything else, like some regular bruisers, you would just go Second Wind, or if you're against AP champions, usually Second Wind is the best. And then, in my opinion, Overgrowth is probably the best overall, since we're going to be running Demonic in both builds, or at least one of them for sure. So that's why Overgrowth is good. You can go Revitalize. Unflinching I don't think is that great anymore, since its tenacity has been nerfed. So I'm not sure if this is really good to take. And as you can see, I used to go Presence of Mind with Tenacity, but again, I'm not sure if Tenacity is the best. If it sucks after playtesting, then I'll switch back to Last Stand, which is still pretty good actually. So yeah, if Tenacity sucks, if like a lot of people report that Tenacity, going for Tenacity is troll, then I would just switch to Last Stand, or you could even go Coop if you really wanted to. And then I always go Attack Speed, Adaptive, and Armor, and then you just swap this if you're against AP. And yeah, that is the little guide here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it explains which builds I think is best in top lane. And I'm going to run a video after this, so you guys can watch that. There's no sound or anything, but it will be there, and you guys can kind of see that I run the build with this item set, except I think I meant Ravenous, just because I was trolling, so don't buy that. But everything else you'll see how we win. We're against Urgot in that game, so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys do, please make sure to hit the like button before exiting the video, or if you don't want to watch the end of the gameplay. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.